Hello everyone, welcome to Remunat. My name is Diamond Maziba and I came back again with another topic, and today is about off-campus residence. I'm here with my guest, Basilo Sivola. Is about to do a final year in education this year and he's staying off campus since in 2019. He's doing his studies at University of Limpopo. He has experienced a lot of things that are happening there off campus, and he's here to share a lot of information and also to enlighten us about what is happening there. So if you are a student or you want to come to study at University of Limpopo, or you want to bring a person to study there, so this is a platform for you to tune in and listen what we have for you today. Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
You are very welcome to another episode. I am so happy to have you today as my guest. You mentioned that you spent 3 years staying off campus.
Yeah, this is my third year staying off campus.
Okay. How can a student occupy a room off campus?
Well, off-campus rooms, you don't necessarily apply. You just go around and check rooms which are available. Then you will be in communication with the caretaker of that place or landlord. That's how you get a room. If a room is available, they give it to you. That's simple.
What kind of rooms that are there off campus when we compare to on-campus rooms?
Well, off-campus we're having very nice and clean rooms. They differ with prices. We're having rooms, they call it bachelor's rooms, whereby you are having everything in the room. Shower, bathroom, everything, kitchen in a room. They are very clean. You clean for yourself, of course. And then we're also having single rooms, which are also good. The situation off campus is better than that one on campus, because on campus you are sharing with a lot of people. Imagine on a floor, maybe let's say you are staying Gomadiva Heights. On a floor you are more than 100, and then you are sharing a kitchen, bathroom, showers. So off campus we are having rooms that are good, and then we're also having rooms that are cheap, which are not good. Yeah, the situation we can say, right, this one I would rather stay on campus than staying on this one. Then they differ with prices. Bachelor's rooms range from 3,500 maybe to 2,000, yeah, prices like that.
So if a person decides to go to stay off campus, what about the distance that it's going to take going to campus? Is it that bad or?
Well, the distance is not bad. I mean, these rooms have surrounded the university. It's just 10 minutes walk to the campus. Others maybe if it's far, 20 minutes to the campus. And then they can always access the campus anytime they want. They can never worry about safety. In times of exams, if one is studying Golabolo, we must understand that we're having transport of the university, which transport people to their rooms after studying according to the times allocated. So I don't see any problem with someone staying off campus claiming that there is no easy access to the campus facilities. That would be a lie.
So how allocated is the transport available on campus?
Yeah, there is a time allocated. There's a transport that might leave at 7 p.m., transport that might leave at 8 p.m., transport that leave at 10 p.m., then the other one leaves at 12 p.m., and the other one leaves at 12 a.m., and the other one leaves by 2 a.m. So it depends. If it's exam time, yes, we're going to have a transport that will leave by 2 a.m. and it also depends on the SRC that we are having. If they are willing to go, then assist those learners to go to their rooms. If it's not time of the exam, I think the last transport is at 10 p.m. So that's how the transport operates.
I can see that you prefer to stay off campus, and
Yes.
that could come out with many reasons for you. What are those reasons?
Well, staying off camp, you have a lot of responsibility on yourself. Like staying on campus, it's like staying with your parents, so they monitor everything that you're doing. Like on campus, you learn to be responsible and independent. You know that I must not walk at night by this time. You know these streets are dangerous. Every streets are dangerous, even at home, Then here it's just like it's extra dangerous because people they know their students using expensive phones. So you learn to be responsible, knowing I must not work at this time. You learn to do things on your own. You learn to clean your room, the passage. If you are staying with other tenants there, you buy your own electricity. Sometimes you don't just relax, you pay for your Wi-Fi. So you are learning to become a responsible person by staying off campus and also having freedom to yourself. Imagine if I want to go out, I can go out, come back anytime. I will request Bolt. Technology is improving to make sure that we arrive at our room safe around here. So yeah, off campus is the best place, especially if you want to explore around.
I guess that you are a very responsible person.
Yeah, I'm learning by staying off camp.
Alright, so okay, what are negative influences that could affect a student who's staying on campus because of, it seems like you don't like staying on campus because of some reasons there that are happening on campus, and the other students who have a bad eye on staying on campus. Would you please clarify more about the chances that are threats to you
by staying on campus?
Yes, because of you want to stay off campus.
Like the thing with on campus residents, we're having, yes, I can say we are having cleaners. The universities hired our mothers to come there and clean, right? But the challenge becomes when you are allergic to dirty places. You see, the hygiene of a place is very much important. With the university, like I said, you might find that on the floor, maybe first floor, you are more than 100, and you are sharing a toilet, you are sharing everything. You see, that becomes a problem. It becomes a threat to your health. And then again, we know boys' races, it's not a secret, they're not well protected, unlike the girls. The university take much effort in protecting women, unlike guys. So I can have a room on campus, and then maybe sometimes I'm fighting with someone I don't know. They can just come through and enter, then get me lying in my room on my bed, then do something and leave. I'm not even sure if the cameras are operating or what. There was no communication from the university to show us that the cameras are working or what. But then one thing that is clear now is that boys' races are not much secured than we think it is. We're just having securities walking around. But then with the races, anyone can just enter and go out anytime they want. So even if somebody can just enter, then you see you open your room, you're not there, you can just come, enter, take your things and leave. But it's a big race. How will you find the person in time?
So you mean that the safety is not the thing that they are concerning with?
There's no safety on boys' races. And again, we must also check the price. The resident on campus is very much expensive. Yes, a lot of students, they use NSFAS. They don't even know how much NSFAS is paying for their races. But some of us, we are using private sponsors, whereby we are responsible for the money that we sign for. For example, students who are using Funza Lushaka, they know that the money they are signing for is theirs. They pay their fees, and then after paying their fees, the money that is remaining, they get it, right? So imagine if you are paying a room on campus, which is 19,000 per annum, while you can pay a room that is 1,000 per month off camp, which is 10,000 per annum, or maybe 12,000 per annum. So off-camp rooms are very much cheaper than the ones on campus.
So is there any scary incident that happened there on campus that you thought, no, the safety is not in good condition?
Yeah, a lot of students lost their devices. Well, I stayed on campus in 2018 at Tambo. We used to cry a lot about our cell phones, laptops, kind of things. Because that resident, it's not even secured itself. Everyone who stayed there, they can just tell you, there you are on your own. It's like you're staying on campus but staying off campus, the way people explain off campus. Because there is even a security, you can find out the security comes there at night. During the day, maybe you go to the kitchen, you forget to lock your room. Somebody can just say, okay, that person went to the kitchen, now open your door, take your things and leave. We used to lose our devices that side. sometimes during the strikes, right? With the comrade strike on campus, there are a lot of people who are opportunists. Man. When we strike, why not they go and break those?
Because they thought that no, people are not longer in their rooms.
Yeah. So and then you see those rooms are the target. They just go there and break the window, take your things, or what. So
like security is not tight actually.
It's not.
So when you compare on campus and off campus security, the safety, how can you at least tell us more about it?
Well, off campus, it's really not safe. But then if you're staying at secured rooms, you know inside it's safe. It's not safe on the street. You understand? Where you stay in your residence off campus, it is safe. But then on the street, it's not safe. It's only few cases that we hear people saying, or somebody got into the room and then broke the room, took our things. In somehow, I suspect that caretakers has to do with the planning of the breakups of campus. Understand? But most of the rooms, caretakers they take care of the tenants there. There's no break-ins. You'll only get marked on the road if you're working late at night alone. So on campus, like I said, you can never predict what's going to happen with University of Limpopo students. Anytime they can just decide to strike. Imagine you're staying in Tambo there, they are striking. Then you see even those securities that they hire to control the strikes, they're also contributing making the on-campus residents not safe. Because they can just come there when you are sleeping in your room, they spread the tear gases. You are forced to go. Let's just say you are having an asthma. They spread that thing out there. As you see, now it's another problem.
You are alive.
So when you go out, they beat you again. You're not on a strike, you're just going out of your room, they beat you. We've seen videos trending.
So you mean that when you are
you can never predict what's going to happen with University of Limpopo students. They are always ready to be in action. That's one thing I have observed.
So off-campus rooms are the same when it comes to safety?
No, they're not the same. Like I said, they differ with prices. People will prefer cheaper rooms because they want to save. But then if we can check the security, we find out it's not that tight. Anybody can get in and break in anytime they want. So it is advisable for students to check the safety and then compare with the prices that they go with. They must not just choose a room because it's cheap. You must check if the place is safe or what, and even if or else check that if the place is far away from the campus. Imagine staying 5 kilometers away from the campus. Like you see, it's a challenge. Yeah, so they should consider rooms that are near the university and they are having a caretaker there with them, and in those rooms the security is good or what. So I think that's how students will remain safe on campus and also avoid working at night. They should request a bond. Technology, it's improving now to make sure that we get to our room safe. You can go to a bash, but then you must not leave with your food. Request a Bolt. It comes and pick you up. It's very cheap. 20 rands local. Deliver you to your place. The driver will wait for you. You open the gate, you get inside, and then the driver will leave. You arrive safe. If you don't have that 20 rands, better watch videos on WhatsApp when we are posting ourselves who are there enjoying the bash. That's how you'll enjoy the bash too. I think we'll see the artist on our statuses.
Okay, you just received the devices last year.
Yes.
What can you say about living off campus with those devices?
Well, to those who took the devices, myself, I didn't take it because Hagrid was like a loan to us, and I think I'm too responsible to know the kind of the device that I want at that point. So, to those who are having devices, you must understand you can't work at 12 a.m. with a laptop. Even 10 p.m. you can't work with a laptop. If you're from a campus you're studying, you'll rather leave it at your friend's place on campus. You work if you insist to work. But then if you don't, I will suggest the same route. Get Bolt. It will deliver you with your devices into your room. And with the usage of them, I think they are very useful to those who took them. Ourselves were already having laptops, so to those who didn't have laptops, it was a chance whereby they can get to study, download study materials. I mean, a lot of websites now, they are making those textbooks to be free, so that's how it is.
So are you saying you only get robbed during the night?
Yeah, during the day, to be honest, those people, they'll not even attempt. They'll only just ask you for a torrent. You say you don't have it, you pass, because there are a lot of movement on the way. Somebody can just decide to come to you and rob you. There's a lot of movement around. I've never heard of a case where somebody was robbed during the day off campus. I mean, I've been always out helping people who are crying, saying we are getting robbed with other people and comrades. It was always at the night or evening, I can say. During the day, I've never heard of such case.
Okay, there are people who want to come to University of Limpopo, especially 2020 year matriculants who got the best score. And also the other people who took a gap year and they want to make it this year to proceed their studies. What advices would you like to give to them? Because you are surrounded by Nyobe guys outside. Yeah, you are surrounded by Nyobe guys outside.
The first advice I will give to them is that if you are coming to University of Limpopo, if you want to survive here, you must know that there is always somebody who's gonna come to you asking for money to buy bread. That money is not for bread. So I used to be emotionally blackmailed on my first year. Yeah, but then I got to learn that's how other people survive. Listen, and then you must also know, a lot of us, we had rules at home. We had a curfew. We will understand that, okay, I leave at home by this time. By 6 p.m. I must be at home. I think for you to be safe at the university, you must also apply that rule. You must learn to be responsible. You no longer have a parent who will push you or come back home early. You are having your life by yourself. A responsibility is on you to make sure that you're safe. So what you can do is to continue with the morals that you have been instilled at home. If you know it's late and you don't have anybody to walk around with, request an Uber. Here at the university, we're having a lot of calls. You just request 2 minutes, they'll be here ready to deliver you where you're going. That's the advice I would give somebody. You must not walk at night alone. You won't even walk 5 minutes. You'll be crying in 2 minutes that you've walked. I know this place. I've been a victim.
What kind of victim that you were?
Well, there was an incident that happened. It was after I attended, winter.
Yeah.
Winter, I'm having a class that ended 6 p.m.
And it becomes dark.
It's dark.
Yeah.
So I was going to my room. Then I found this group of boys. They were harassing this other lady. And
you try to help.
Where I come from, it's rude for a boy to pass a girl being harassed. Because we are taught or we should protect women at all costs. So I knew that I was getting myself into trouble, but it was better to get myself into trouble
by helping a girl.
You see. And then with this issue of the country,
like you wanted to be a hero.
It's not like I wanted to be a hero. We're having a great issue, like a huge issue as a country. Women abuse, children and women abuse. So for me to turn a blind eye when other guys are abusing a girl, it's like I'm partnering with them or I'm encouraging them to continue doing the same. So I had to show the little girl that no, indeed there are good guys who can stand up for you. So yes, they were many. I got in between them, and then I got attacked. They were having tools. I couldn't even fight. It was just getting in there and then making sure that they beat me also. And then as long as they get So yeah, and then after they did that, they ran away. And then the girl was safe. I accompanied her to a room. That's the incident that
they were threatened or they just ran away. They were threatened or did
they
maybe do something?
They ran away. It was early. Around 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. It was early. Probably they thought maybe other people will
come
or what,
and approach you.
Because I delayed them by taking some of the belongings of that girl or maybe forcing her into things that I don't know. But then they took her phone. Luckily myself, I didn't have any device with me. I left it at my friend's room.
So not all guys are the same. Not all men are the same. You are the different one.
We are many which are different. It's just like only few have the courage to stand up and say no. You see, others decide to just keep quiet and say it's not, as long as it's not me, as long as it doesn't concern my family.
So you are the guy that we girls are supposed to have the off campus. Yeah, we have to have guys like you off campus.
I'm sure they are mean, I'm sure.
Is it for real?
Yeah, I'm sure they are mean. They just need a courage. Maybe I should just lead them into this, or show them how do we do it. Even if you're gonna get hurt, as long as they're not gonna kill you. I mean, it's not easy to kill a person. They will just hurt you a little bit and run away.
So living off campus, is it healthy actually, according to your view?
Living on campus.
Off campus.
Off campus. Yeah, it is healthy living off campus. It only becomes unhealthy when we compromise our safety by walking at night alone. But then beside that, it's very healthy.
It doesn't affect your academic performance?
No. I mean, somebody can't come and claim, or I can't study in my room. I can only study at Lapoloa or library. So mind you, some of us were from deep rural villages where we don't even have a library. How did we manage to pass from primary to high school without a library?
Okay.
We were studying at home in our rooms. So it's just an excuse that people want to make. They know, okay, when I'm at Lapoloa, I will meet Savona, they will be discussing.
Okay.
Or what? Yeah, because a lot of people, they don't even go to the library. They prefer Lapoloa where we discuss.
Because of you are talking there.
Yeah,
It's
so
annoying.
I think that thing of staying off campus, it will affect me academic. It's just like an excuse. Because like I said, even if you want to study in Lebron, you can go and study there. You get the transport of the university. Like SRC is always there, whether it's EFF, SC, or it's SASCO, or maybe Suka if you do win the elections, I don't know. They're always there helping, making sure all students arrive at their off-campus residence safety with the transport unit, the university transport.
Have you been there at the transport site and observed what is happening?
Yeah, I have been there. I've once helped other people.
Is the transport sufficient?
It's very sufficient.
Because of you are many there off campus. Remember when you all going to study at Labour?
Well, you know what happens?
Yeah.
If you are men, they will take the first load, then go come and get another one until you are all transported to your rooms. I don't know. But if the transport is not available, students they shouldn't risk walking. They should know the duty of an SRC. A duty of an SRC is to make sure their needs are attended, right? If the transport is not available, there will be guys from Central Housing Committee with their assistant. They should contact them. Well, SRC is always handing over their contacts to everyone. You call those people, they come. They will call the campus control. They will bring transport. Transport is always available. I've went there, I know. So, but then being impatient, the thing of saying, that taxi is gonna take 30 minutes to come back and take us. That's what our students make. They compromise their safety by those excuses of saying, it's late, now I wanna rest. Sometimes it's better not to hurry. Wait and be safe. What's most important, it's our safety. Not for ourselves only, but also for our parents who sent us in.
Okay, in general, what can you say about living off campus?
Well, living off campus is like living in Senten, I can say. Well, there you do everything by yourself. Like some of us who love beverages, you can get any type of the beverage you want, get it into your room, you sit in your room, you drink. Unlike campus, they're having a lot of rules. No visits. Understand? And some of us were always expecting visitors or what. So, no beverages.
So what kind of visitors?
Like family, friends. Any type of visitors you are expecting. Family, friends, you understand? So like maybe let's say I'm here. I'm making a friendship with someone who stays around here. And that person is not a student. That person will never get an access to come and visit Migu campus. That's what I'm talking about. You see, there's a limited access to campusing. And then off campus, you are having all the freedom to yourself as long as you are responsible. But we can, even ourselves who loves to drink, you can get drinks there. You drink, but then go campusing, you get drinks go get it, they will be taking your drinks and then they go and sell them, or you bribe them with 50 rands. If that's true, I don't know. I've never bribed anyone. I just heard it's happening like that.
Okay.
You understand? So off camp, you can just do what you wanna do. You enjoy your varsity life. You just go to campus. You attend. You write. Now that we're attending online, I don't know what is the use of going to campus. I don't know what you're saying now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for your presence. I really appreciate your time.
I really appreciate you hosting me.
Okay, guys. Living off campus, there's a lot you can do there. Like, you get a life when you stay off campus, unlike in campus. Even especially here during COVID-19 pandemic, guys, you'll start there on campus. I think it's better to stay off campus, according to what he said, and you'll be more responsible. Like, everything that you need, like, you know that, no, I came to school and I'm alone. I have to do these things by my own, by myself. Unlike on campus, it depends on, they hired many people who take care of many things there and there. And then, you know what suits you. Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. And don't forget to subscribe. If you have not yet subscribed, leave that subscription button and leave your comment there down below in the comment section, guys. I really appreciate your comments, and also don't forget to make a thumbs up to my channel. I hope that you had a great day today with this channel, and I hope you learned and you gained something. Bye.